how to sell on Amazon for complete beginners from anywhere in the world, even if you don't have much money to start. That's what we're gonna be covering in today's exciting video. So grab your phone, throw it out the window so you can pay attention, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so today we're going to be discussing Amazon and why it's still one of the most exciting ways to actually start your first or second or third or millionth online business, and why it's still one of the best ways to actually generate passive income after you get your products, all initially set up and organized. So today we're going to be talking about the secret to how you can get started literally today or as soon as this week building your Amazon business from anywhere in the world, even if you don't have much to start. And so if you're new here, first of all, welcome to the Strongest Family on YouTube. Please do me two quick favors. Tap the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bells. And last but not least, if you would be so kind, comment down below Amazon FBA for beginners. And if we get 500 comments that say Amazon FBA for beginners, we will drop a completely brand new part 2 of this video that you guys have never seen before, and I promise you that you are going to really love. And so without further ado, let's jump into my computer and let's get into it. All right guys, so welcome into my computer. This is gonna be a good one. So what we're gonna be doing is we're going to actually be going through one of the most comprehensive overall cheat sheets that I've seen when it comes to actually getting involved selling on Amazon. And so as we follow along, if you are interested in actually getting access to this cheat sheet, you can see it has a lot of really good stuff on it. All you have to do is shoot me a message on Instagram down below. It's at Kevin David. Shoot me a message. We'll send you over the cheat sheet completely for free because that's just how we are. So as you can see, this cheat sheet is really about how to sell on Amazon for complete beginners. And so you can see right here, first we're going to be talking about what products to sell. Then we're going to be talking about which keywords to rank, how to spy on your competition, how to optimize your listing, how to actually get product photos that people are going to actually, convert and buy your product with, how to rank your product actually to the first page to get in front of the most eyeballs on Amazon, and then even how to run your PPC campaigns on autopilot. And so let's get started with number 1, choosing what product to sell. And so before we actually get into choosing what product to sell, let's talk about why it's so interesting to sell on Amazon in the first place, right? So according to Amazon, the average Amazon customer spends over $320 a year. Now that might not sound like a lot, but when there's 300 million plus people in the USA alone, that can really start to add up, right? There's over 300 million customers like we talked about. And one of the coolest parts is Amazon is front loaded, meaning you do a lot of work up front to actually get everything set up and ready to go. And then you can actually take advantage of what's called passive income, right? So let's talk about choosing what product to sell. And this is one of the most important parts of the entire process. It's also one of the most overwhelming and one of the spots where the most people actually get overwhelmed and feel stuck. And so that's why we're gonna break it down very, very simply to make it make the most possible sense to you. The first thing that we wanna do is we're actually going to open up Zon Research. Now, the software tool that we're gonna be using throughout this entire video is zonbase.com, ZonBase.com. It's one of the most popular tools for a reason, the fastest growing tool. It has the most tools, the most best accuracy, and the lowest price. And so if you ask me, it's not a terrible deal. So this is what the inside of ZonBase actually looks like. We're gonna come over to what it says in the cheat sheet where it says Zon Research, right? So Zon Research is where we're gonna start out. And what you can do is you can actually look at a number of different product niches. Now, a niche basically just means a group of similarly related products. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to actually select keywords, right? You can actually look for products or you can look for keywords. I prefer looking for keywords personally because keywords give you a better overall idea of the performance of a niche rather than the performance of just a single product, right? So we're gonna click keywords here inside of Zon Research, inside of ZonBase. What we're gonna do is we're gonna select a preset right here, and we're gonna choose base hit. Now what this does is it automatically selects the most profitable, potential categories, and also pre-populates some interesting filters, right? And So let's talk about what these filters are. So these filters are, I don't want to see products that have less than $9,000 in revenue. Why? Because it's not worth my time to look for products that have less than that, because again, revenue and profit are different things, right? And so, an average profit margin on Amazon is 20%, plus or minus a few percentage points. So if it's making less than 9 or 10K a month, it's just not worth my time to actually add it to my product portfolio. So what we're going to do is look for products that have more than 9,000 a month in revenue. We're looking for products that cost more than $13 per unit. Just trust me on this one, how Amazon's referral fees and pick and pack and things like that for doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you work. If you're selling a product for less than $13, it's hard to be as profitable. And then the last but not least, we're also going to set the maximum number of average reviews to 100. Now, there are advanced filters, things like minimum and maximum monthly search volume, whether it includes or excludes certain keywords. You can actually select seasonality, and then even actually select the brand names as well. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna click search. And now what ZonBase is going to do is go out and find us interesting products that meet all of these criteria, right? Only in these categories, and only products that have more than 9,000 a month in revenue, cost more than $13 each, and have a maximum number of average reviews at 100. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually show 100 entries rather than 10 here. Again, if you are advanced, you can select or deselect certain columns to show you, more interesting things. But what we can see here is a bunch of different products that we're taking a look at, right? So Unify Switch, Scuba Tanks, Wake Surfboard, Tandem Kayak, right? You can see right here that some of these products I've actually looked at in the past. And then as you can see, you can pin any products that you're interested in, or just, click the button to actually open it up and view it on Amazon this way. So what we're gonna do is take a look at a few of these. Kayak Tandem is definitely something that I think could be interesting. We can see that there's mini fridges. We can see that there's cassette tapes. We can see that there's pizza warmers, right? So let's take a look at the pizza warmer. That's definitely something that could be interesting. Beer tower, something that is definitely close to my heart. So let's take a look at this one as well. So once we find products that we could potentially be interested in, then what we want to do is take a closer look on Amazon. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually run the Chrome extension. So you can see right here, if we scroll down, we can see a lot of different beer towers here. So we're going to click the ZonBase Chrome extension, and then ZonBase is actually going to go out and it's going to find out the average information for all of these products when it comes to monthly revenue, units sold, average unit price, average reviews, things like that, right? And so definitely what we're looking for in a product, that we might be interested in is something that has more than 9,000 on average in monthly revenue, something that costs more than $13, and something that has, around or less than 100 average reviews. So we can see that this particular product meets all of those criteria. And so, product research is not always this easy, but with ZonBase, it is infinitely easier than trying to do it on your own or using some other expensive software with very inaccurate, terrible data. So what we're gonna do is we're going to actually go back to the cheat sheet so we can actually proceed to the next step. So we talked about, what products to look for. We talked about price. We talked about number of reviews, monthly sales, rank, and then we talked about the ZonBase Chrome extension that allows, you to see average monthly revenue, units sold, all these sorts of fun things. Then we're going to proceed over to step 2, which is figuring out which keywords to actually go ahead and rank for, right? And when I say rank, I mean when someone types in a keyword onto Amazon in the normal search bar like we all do, what products show up. That's what I mean by ranking. You want your product to rank and show to the most possible people who have shown intent and interest in your product by typing in that keyword, right? For the sake of this particular video, we're not going to be talking about sourcing, right? Sourcing essentially means finding an overseas manufacturer to make your product in bulk and then shipping it over to an Amazon warehouse. If you are interested in that particular part of the process, we do have a link down below, the first link in the description and the pinned comment. What that is a one-on-one conversation with an Amazon expert member of our team where they can walk you through anything that you missed throughout this overall video. But stay tuned for now because we have a lot more awesome stuff to cover. So like I mentioned, step 2 is figuring out which keywords to rank for. So what we're gonna do is hop back into ZonBase and we're gonna come over to where it says sales optimization right here, and we're going to actually go to reverse ASIN. Now, if we go to Beer Tower, this is something very important to understand, right? You can see that these 4 products products right here have this little sponsored next to them. That means that they're paying to be there, right? If we skip past these sponsored and go to the #1 organic ranking listing, which is right here, right? I'm actually gonna go to this one right here because it has more reviews and it actually costs more as well. We're gonna go ahead and grab this URL. Up here, we're gonna actually click copy. We're gonna come back into reverse ASIN inside of ZonBase and we're gonna click search. And if you don't understand, what we're doing, just hang with me for a second and I'm gonna show you. Because what this is doing is it's saying, okay, Amazon feels that this is the most relevant product to show, which is why they're showing it, first after these sponsored listings. You can see that it's literally #1 and #2. So Amazon is telling us for the keyword beer tower, right? These two listings, since they're not paying to be there, they're organically ranking, are the most relevant listings for that keyword beer tower. So we copy and pasted the listing, we came into reverse ASIN, we pasted it, we're gonna click analyze. Now, what ZonBase is going to do is they're going to go out and find all of the different keywords, permutation, long tail keywords, short keywords, things like that that particular listing is ranking for, right? So you can see right here that this is ranking for, drink tower, champagne tower, beer tower dispenser, drink tower dispenser, mimosa tower dispenser, tower triple pack, drinking tower, beer tube. And this is important to understand, right? Because not everybody calls a beer tower a beer tower. To somebody, it might be called a beer tube. To another person, it might be called a drinking tower. To another person, it might be called, right, a champagne tower. And so what you want to make sure of is when you launch your product that you rank for the maximum number of real things, real keywords that a real customer would type into Amazon so that your product shows, so you have the highest possible chance of your product selling to that customer. And so once I actually take a look at this, I can see that they have, 2,000 searches a month, 1,600 searches a month, 1,500, right? So definitely enough monthly searches to where I would feel comfortable that there's enough demand for this particular product to consider actually, sourcing one and selling one myself. So the next thing that I would do is I would actually come into, this listing right here that we were just talking about. I would go into the reviews and then I would sort by the 1-star reviews. Now, the 1-star reviews can tell you a lot about what people actually want to be improved if there was another product launched into this niche. You can see that this says good for one-time use, came damaged, right? And so, if I see a lot of people saying that it came damaged and things like that, I would focus on making sure that the packaging had enough, cushion, had enough styrofoam, bubble pack to ensure that it arrived at my customer's doorstep, not broken, right? And so you can look and see, all the negative reviews to find things that you can actually do to differentiate and improve your product. Because again, remember, this is very important. You never want to just sell the exact same thing that other people are selling. You always want to improve it, differentiate, and make the best overall product on the actual market. Now, the next thing that you want to do is actually go ahead and figure out how to create your product listing. Now, usually that would be a very difficult thing, but again, ZonBase has your back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into listing optimization and go to Listify. Right? And then inside of Listify, we can see that there's actually a beta tool called the AI listing tool. Now what this does is it actually uses machine learning and artificial intelligence to find the best, highest converting, most potential profitable keywords, and then creates your listing automatically using artificial intelligence. Now obviously this still is in a beta, so you do want to of course review the listing yourself, but what we're going to do is actually click this try our AI listing and we're going to enter the keyword beer tower, right? And what we're going to do is click generate, and then in the next 24 hours ZonBase is going to send us a listing that we can then review, finalize ourselves, and then we can actually have a done for you listing. This is something that used to take days or weeks, or you had to hire some expensive consultant. Now ZonBase literally does this with a single click, and like I mentioned, you can sign up for a completely free, 100% free, no catch, nothing like that, trial to try out ZonBase and just make sure that you get a feel for it and make sure that you do have the #1 software backing you from the very start. So if we go back to the cheat sheet, and again guys, if you are interested in getting access to this cheat sheet, shoot me a message on Instagram. It's at Kevin David. I'd be more than happy to send it your way completely for free. And so step 3 is knowing which keywords to actually rank for. Now we talked about knowing what your product is actually ranking for, but it's actually something important to keep in mind. So what we're going to do is come back into sales optimization here, and we're going to go to Zon Tracker. And now what we're going to do is take this same product right here, and we're going to go to add a new product. And what we're gonna do is paste in the URL there, and then we're going to put the keyword beer tower and click save. And now what's gonna happen is once ZonBase has time to actually go and run this, you can see that beer tower has monthly searches of about 3,500, and you can actually go ahead and see what specific ranking this product has for this particular keyword. And if we wanna see what this looks like, we can actually go ahead and click another product here. Let's just go ahead and click this argan oil shampoo. What we can see is for the keyword argan oil shampoo conditioner soap bar, it's ranking number 13, right? We can see it's ranking number 79 for vegan soap bar. And so all of these different products, you can see exactly what they rank for specific keywords. Why is this important? Because you want to optimize to have your product rank as high as possible for the best converting, most important high volume keywords related to your product. And so we come back into the overall cheat sheet here. We can see that step 4 shows us a lot of very cool, interesting stuff. And so we talked about Zon Tracker, we talked about reverse ASIN. This is how you actually spy on your competitors and see what high volume keywords that they're personally ranking for, so that you can actually start to run marketing PPC campaigns. Make sure that you have all of those keywords and high frequency appearing keywords in your title, in your listing, in your backend keywords, things like that. And so ZonBase takes something that used to take months and literally makes it so easy, it's like actually ridiculous. And so now step 5 we already talked about as well, which is how to optimize your listing. So Amazon, think of Amazon just like Google. It's a giant SEO search database, but instead of for everything like Google is, it's only for products, right? So it's the biggest product database in the world. And so you have to tell Amazon's algorithm what your product is actually related to. And you do this by making the title, the bullets, the description, the backend keywords as relevant as possible based on what the best organic ranking product is actually doing. And so what we're gonna do and why we like to focus on spying on our competition is they've already done a lot of the hard work for us, right? We know what keywords are actually converting for them using reverse ASIN. We know, the highest volume keywords. We know the most common keywords they have in their listing, so that we wanna make sure that if we want to be as relevant as they are for that keyword, that we do a lot of the same things when we're going ahead and creating our listing, running our marketing campaigns, creating our title, and things like that. And so hopefully this is starting to, make sense to you. If it is a little bit overwhelming, remember you can watch this video as many times as you want, or if you're lazy like me, you can sign up for a completely free call where an Amazon expert can walk you through all of this stuff, step by step, and create a custom plan for you. And again, that link is the first link down in the description and in the pinned comment. So if we go on to step 6, that is actually how to get awesome photos that have the highest chance of actually converting. And so what we're gonna do is go back to listing optimization here, and we're gonna go to photo enhancer. Now, photo enhancer inside of ZonBase is the only tool and the only software that actually offers this. And what ZonBase does is actually turn existing photos into better photos. And let me show you what it looks like, right? And so instead of spending, thousands of dollars on like a super expensive and, laborious, time wasting, product photographer, having to meet up in person, all of that stuff, what you can do is you can just take a photo of one of your products with a white background, and then ZonBase's team can actually go ahead and create super nice looking final products that have a much higher conversion percentage when it comes to actually being sold on Amazon. And so it's super something that used to take, again, weeks or months to liaise back and forth with a product photographer, figure all of that out, literally takes a matter of hours using the photo enhancer tool. And so if we go back to step 7, one of the last but certainly not least is how to actually get your product to rank onto page 1. Because when you first launch a product, Amazon has no idea if the product that you launch is actually related to the term beer tower or not, right? All they can tell is based on the listing that you made from a programmatic perspective, whether or not it seems related to beer tower. But the ultimate thing that actually proves to Amazon that your product is related to beer tower is actually conversions, right? So if a real live customer sees your product, clicks into it, and ultimately buys, that's the #1 signal that tells Amazon to actually increase your rank for the term beer tower, because it's been proven to be relevant to a real customer who input the search term beer tower. And so ranking to page 1 used to be something that was next to impossible for beginners selling on Amazon, but now it's literally as simple as 1, 2, 3. So if we actually come back into sales optimization, what we're gonna do is go into page 1 inside of ZonBase. And essentially how this works is the ZonBase team takes a combination of a huge customer pool, people that are interested in buying products for discounts, also, completely terms of service compliant things like PPC launches, and takes all of that together and will actually help you one-on-one choose what the best keyword to target is, and then walk you through every step of the way until your product actually reaches page 1 on Amazon or your money back. And so when it comes to other launching services that exist anywhere else in any other software tool, there's a reason why I use ZonBase, because it's the only tool that guarantees that your product will actually reach page 1 for the keyword that ZonBase helps you choose, or they'll give you your money back. And so if we proceed on to step number 8, that is running PPC campaigns. Now, PPC in marketing used to be one of the hardest, scariest things when it actually comes to selling on Amazon. But again, and I'm starting to feel like a broken record here, ZonBase does make this so much easier. So how it used to work was you had to go inside of Seller Central and Amazon and try to figure out all of these complex tools and systems. How it works now is actually using something called Zon PPC. So we can come right here where it says Zon PPC. We're gonna come into the dashboard here, and I'm gonna show you exactly what this looks like. So you can see right here that this is actually a live account. We've spent $834.52 and has about $7,612 in sales. So not a terrible return on investment, right? But we can actually dive in deeper. We can see, our organic sales versus our PPC sales. We can see, organic versus PPC for yesterday, last 7 days, last 30, highest ACoS campaigns, highest spend keywords, the top products by spend, the top products by sales. And if we actually come into Ads Manager here, we can even see things in a lot more detail, right? And so if we sort this by return on ad spend, that means for every dollar of ad spend you spend, this is the return that you get. And so we can see that, some of these campaigns have 400% return on ad spend, meaning for every $100 you spend, it's generating $467 in sales. We have 600 return on ad spend, 900 return on ad spend, 2,000%, even 4,000% return on ad spend. Now, these types of returns are very difficult to do, especially as a beginner, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So that's why Zon PPC is such a revolutionary, new addition to the overall Amazon seller space, because they actually have an option called the fully automatic option. So if we go ahead and click this, again, if you do know something about PPC, you can select the semi-auto, but for most people, right, they're gonna want the maximum amount of help from ZonBase's machine learning and artificial intelligence that goes into making all sorts of optimization decisions and doing it all for you, rather than you having to sit in front of a computer all day and make sure. So what we're gonna do is put in YouTube here. We're gonna click launch. Again, there's different types of campaigns if you wanna scale an existing product, if you wanna get rid of a product, or if you wanna launch a brand new product. We're gonna select launch. We're gonna add a random product here, and then what's gonna happen is ZonBase is automatically gonna give us a default bid and a max daily budget. You can start with a low budget by default, or if you have a little bit more budget to play with, you can use the ZonBase recommended budget. What we're gonna do is click next. And now what's gonna happen is ZonBase is automatically going to create 5 campaigns for us. And again, this is done completely for you. Doing this before would have taken days or weeks or months to even learn exactly how to do this, how to run all of these PPC campaigns. And so ZonBase takes one of the most complicated and most difficult parts of the entire process and does it for you, right? It creates an auto campaign using Amazon's backend data. It creates a research campaign using broad match. It creates a performance campaign using phrase match and reverse ASIN. It creates a low keyword bid campaign, taking the most commonly appearing keywords in the top related listings and then running a campaign based on broad match for single keywords, which I know it sounds complicated, but just trust in the system. And then it even actually will target other competitors' brands and then advertise your product listing directly on those competitors so that your customers can see your product in the most possible related way. And then the coolest part is down here where it says automatic keyword promotion, bid adjustment, and keyword automation. Now, essentially what this is, these are just complicated ways to say that when a keyword is profitable, ZonBase scales it up. when a keyword is not profitable, ZonBase scales it down or turns it off. And so, what used to take, a never-ending iterative process where you constantly had to be looking at your PPC campaigns, scaling things up, scaling things down, now this is all entirely handled by a machine that never sleeps, never gets hungry, never gets emotional, and then just makes the best decision literally based on the data. And so I don't even run my PPC campaigns anymore at all. I let the tool run it entirely for me, and I'm getting better results and spending less time than I ever have before. And so if we come back into the cheat sheet, that is the last step of selling on Amazon. There is some other steps of how to make money by being a ZonBase affiliate and things like that. But one of the coolest parts about the cheat sheet is if you are already ready to sign up to ZonBase, you can see that they actually have a 50% off discount for the annual plans, right? Not the monthly plans, but the annual plans. You can see it right here. It's Black Belts 50. So if you are ready to start on Amazon, if you are looking to sign up, to the #1 software, this is by far the best deal anywhere. And trust me, I've looked when it comes to Amazon software and getting ready to sign up. And so if you enjoyed this video, make sure you tap the like button, subscribe, turn on the bells, comment down below Amazon FBA for beginners. If we get 500 comments, we'll drop a crazy part 2 we've never released before. And like I mentioned, if you're interested in actually getting access to this cheat sheet that has a lot of really awesome information, especially if you are a beginner, shoot me a message on Instagram at Kevin David asking for the cheat sheet, and I will make sure to actually send it over your way. Again, completely free, because that's just how we do things over here. And so last but not least, if you're interested in getting started on Amazon and you want some one-on-one help from an Amazon expert, check out that first link down in the description and the comment to actually hop on a free call with an Amazon expert and get a customized blueprint for you specifically to get started on Amazon as soon as today or even this week. Or if you just want to hang out and watch more awesome YouTube videos just like this one, stay tuned, because we have a brand new playlist coming to you live in 3, 2, 1. Click the playlist in the middle of the screen, guys. See you there.